art works, and he likes it because it's a triple entendre. It has three meanings. So first, it is the works of art. It is the things that, it's the dances that choreographers make, and the paintings and sculptures that artists make, the plays that playwrights write. So it's works of art. And then it's the fact that art works on us, on our creativity, on our imagination, changes our feelings. It gives us insights into other people's points of view. It allows us to criticize society. So art works on us, on our psyche, on our imagination, on our feelings. And the last point, and one that he is very fervent about, Rocco Landesman, is that art's work is real work. It's part of the GDP. There are more than 2 million working artists in the United States of America. They're real workers. They pay taxes, they raise families. And so he's going against this grain of the lonely person in the garret doing whatever they want, and saying that arts workers are real workers, and not only that, but they create work for others. So anytime there's a theater production, there is a whole economic infrastructure that surrounds it in its neighborhood to help make it happen. It creates jobs. So that's the deal on the logo. So when I sat down to decide what would be the most useful thing I could say to this gathering, I kept coming back again and again to an article in the Washington Post about Steve Jobs. Now, you might find that odd, since Steve Jobs has had nothing really to do with the NEA, and the NEA has no role with Apple. However, if you analyze Mr. Jobs' life through the lens of federal policy, you will quickly see three key and very American ingredients for his success. First, it's our immigration system. Second, our tax policy. And third, the American system of that if you go and pitch to a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley trying to raise money for your startup, if you haven't had a few failures already, you're less competitive. Because if you have tried to start a business and you failed, it means that you have had a terrific education in how to run a business, and you are a better bet for investment, actually, if you failed. So that's counterintuitive, but in fact, failure is the twin of innovation. Marty decided to go down into the water tunnel where the sandhogs, as they're called in the US, were blasting out this tunnel all the way from upstate New York, and just hang out with them and make a theater piece about what it was like to build the water tunnel. And she went down there, so she's female. She goes down in the water tunnel. They're like, "What are you doing here?" You know, they were not at all interested. They were a little freaked out, actually. I think they were a little superstitious, too. But she stayed around for 6 months with those workers, blue-collar union workers. She did a fabulous piece about what it's like to work that far underground. And in the course of that, I think there were 3 deaths. People died in accidents trying to build that tunnel. The piece was one of the best pieces of theater I've ever seen.